So it's tradition in the online left and in the online right to accuse everybody else of being a cop or a federal agent. That's like number one. We love doing it. Anytime I say it, anytime I see a woke skull on Twitter, you're CIA. Nazis accuse each other of glowing in the dark, like you're a federal agent. It's how it works. You know, everyone's snitching on everyone else. There is some historic precedent to this as well, because, you know, one of the big reasons the Black Panther Party got shafted was because the FBI kept putting insiders in there, and they would relate information to the federal government. And, you know, there's history to it, okay? It's a time-honored tradition. Anyway, it's rarely do we get the opportunity to just see evidence. Proud Boys leader, Enrique Tarriro, secretly cooperated with FBI and police. This is fucking good, okay? The chairman of the far-right nationalist group, which is under increasing scrutiny for its role in the Capitol riot, helped to convict more than a dozen people. Jesus Christ! That is some good shit. Now, keep in mind, the people that are getting convicted here are not Proud Boys. He's convicting everyone else. Get ready for it, okay? Enrique Tarriro, the chairman of the Proud Boys, a far-right nationalist group that is a major target of the sprawling investigation into the riot at the Capitol. Remember when I talked to that Proud Boy and he was like, there were no Proud Boys at the Capitol, dude. That's not what they're about. And then, like, we pulled up 2 Proud Boys who were arrested for invading the Capitol. And he was like, well, there weren't really Proud Boys. I mean, they are Proud Boys, but, like, not real Proud Boys, obviously. Now, like, 7 Proud Boys have been arrested for entering the Capitol. So, you know, it's so on and so forth. It keeps going. Anyway, that guy was a fucking liar. Anyway, this guy, Enrique Tarriro, has a history of cooperating with law enforcement, according to court records and a former prosecutor. The stunning revelation, Jesus Christ, I'm tired today. Revelation that Mr. Tarriro, who leads one of the country's most notorious extremist groups, helped the FBI and local police departments to go after more than a dozen criminal defendants about a decade ago, which was originally reported by Reuters. So this is fantastic for a number of reasons, okay? If you go down, you can actually see what he was getting people for. The court transcript, which documents a hearing in 2014 where Mr. Tarriro sought to reduce his own sentence in a fraud case, shows that he helped law enforcement officers in his home state, Florida, to investigate and prosecute criminal enterprises, including a gambling business, a marijuana grow lab, an operation that sold anabolic steroids, and an immigrant smuggling ring. I have no fucking idea how this guy had so many hands in so many different criminal enterprises, okay? This guy, this guy's fucking, he's playing, what do they call it? That game where you have to dance on the mat to, like, touch red, left arm blue. What's it called? Twister. Dude's playing Twister over here, getting his hands up in these criminal enterprises, okay? He did not respond to messages from the New York Times, and he denied to Reuters that he had ever worked undercover or cooperated with law enforcement. I don't know any of this, he said. I don't recall any of this. Very convincing reprise. Fantastic. Anyway, it actually gets better, okay? So it talks a little bit about his criminal history. Of course, he's a criminal as well. Mr. Tarriro criminal's history reaches back to at least 2004 when he was convicted of stealing a $50,000 motorcycle. In 2012, he was charged with fraud in Miami in connection with a scheme to sell loads of diabetes test kits that co-defendants had stolen from a truck in Kentucky. Okay. And was sentenced to 30 months in prison. He was kind of like the marketing person, his lawyer, Jeffrey Filer, said at the time, which is funny because he's kind of the marketing person for the Proud Boys today too, you know? It's kind of funny. Anyway, in July 2014, Mr. Filer went to court asking a federal judge to reduce Tarriro's sentence, arguing that his client had cooperated in a significant way in 2 other federal cases, leading to the prosecution of 13 people. What a snitch, dude! I wonder if releasing this information puts him in jeopardy. Like, imagine being the leader of an extremist group and being like this much of a fucking rat, you know? Holy shit. Yeah, I don't know. That's pretty wild. Anyway, it goes on, but I love this end, okay? I love this. Mr. Tarriro, wait, no, even further, sorry. The very end here, okay? While there is no evidence that Mr. Tarriro has continued to help the authorities fight crime, Mr. Filer believed at the time that his client was good at it. Frankly, in all the years, which is now more than 30 that I've been doing this, his lawyer said at the hearing, I have never had a client as prolific in terms of cooperating in any respect. Dude's setting records over here with how much of a fucking snitch he is. His lawyer is like, I have never seen a guy so willing to cooperate with the feds. Incredible. And indicative, I think, of the fundamentally submissive personality traits that go along with being a fascist, submission to authority and what have you. But I wonder if this is going to lead to him being ousted from the Proud Boys. Because, so he's a huge snitch. What if he gets arrested for something Proud Boy related? How many names is he going to rattle off, you know? Like, seriously, like if he gets and now all the cops know too. Like, the prosecutors, if this guy gets arrested, he's probably gonna rat out like fucking 50 people on the way out. You know, that's pretty crazy. And this was only just made public. I imagine that the Proud Boys didn't know this beforehand. I just wonder what kind of in-group conflict. Vosh unironically calling all subs fascist. Look, all fascists have an inherently submissive personality type, but not all submissive types are fascists, okay? It's like a group within a group. Come on. Come on. No bottom shaming here, boys. Except for all the Proud Boys. You know they're doing some wacky stuff in the showers. Not that I shame. Not that I shame. Anyway, dude, any hyper-masculine boys clubs movement is going to have some weird repressed homosexuality shit going on in the locker rooms, okay? Remember their first guy. What was his name? Come on, the first guy. Come on. Gavin McGinnis, yeah. Gavin McGinnis, remember when he shoved that butt plug up his ass for his show? Apparently back when he was younger, like way back decade ago, he like pissed in a bowl of cereal and ate it or something like that. He's, I'm not kink shaming. They're into some wacky stuff. It's just, it's interesting because this behavior tends to manifest very often in very homophobic people. I don't actually know if Enrique Tarriro is a homophobe. I genuinely don't. There's this new wave of fascists, I think, who are like the homo fascists. You know, they're okay with the LGBT stuff. I don't know. Some of them are lying when they say it. Some of them legitimately are fine with it. You know, it's possible to be pro-LGBT and to be super racist and vice versa. You know, it's pretty wild. Yeah, homofascism, the way forward. Now, I will say, homofascism, probably a little better than heterofascism. Think about that, you know? It's all about that incremental movement, right? It's like voting for Biden. You're just moving it, taking one step forward. Nazis literally would have killed them. Well, yeah, the homo-fascists tend to lose to the hetero-fascists down the line. Anyway, it's just pretty wild. So Godspeed, Enrique. Hopefully it doesn't cause too much tension in the movement. And yeah, if I was a Proud Boy, I'd feel very nervous knowing how eager my leader is to rat if he gets arrested.